Hello everybody and welcome to Front Row Racing's F1 2016 World Series Car Selection Show. And obviously we're doing this live. I'm Front Row Racing DP. I'll be taking you through all of the teams this evening, but I've also got a special guest with me helping us out tonight, but also I'm going to announce him as having been recruited as part of the World Series commentary team for Season 7 on FRR F1 2016. So I'd like everybody to welcome the reigning World Championship champion from Front Row Racing, Temp Fear, into the show. How are you this evening, Temp?
I'm alright, I can just hear all the boos happen.
There might be a few. What you doing having him on there? But yeah, Temp Fear is going to be helping us out this evening. Now we've got a few minutes until we actually get the car selection part of the show really going. We're going to do this a lot like we did the World Championship show yesterday. Where the World Series drivers, they're currently getting ready to go and start a practice session around Australia. I'll tell you what, Temp, you're in that lobby. I actually haven't sent you what the teams pre-selected as their cars, but I'm wondering whether there might be a few mind games going on in there with the cars that teams selected, a lot like there was in the World Championship yesterday. Do you think there might be?
Well, the top two I'm seeing, yes, definitely. I'm pretty sure two people that are in that car aren't teammates either, so it'll be interesting to see who wins that one.
Okay, yeah. I mean, in these practice sessions that are going on in the background, we fully expect people to be in cars they're probably not going to be selecting. Okay, I'm just going to quickly run through what the lobby settings will be for the World Series events this season, and also what the World Series reserves settings will be for this coming season. So at the bottom of my screen here, there won't be practice sessions for league race nights. Short qualifying, 50% race distance, car performance on equal. Formation laps will be on, mainly for the benefit of formation team for the broadcast teams. Safety car, at the moment it'll be on, but that is still under discussion. Collisions will be on, damage will be on full, weather on dynamic. AI difficulty will be set to very easy. Part Ferme rules will be on. Corner cutting stringency will be strict. Now, in the World Series and the World Series reserves, drivers will be allowed to use assists. I think the only two that they can't use will be braking assist. That'll be off, but they will be allowed to use ABS. And the other one is it will be manual starts for the World Series and World Series reserve drivers. Okay, so that's the settings for World Series and World Series reserves. And any of the WSR drivers that are wondering how they get to pick their cars, check out the Facebook page, or the information has already been posted on there. But also, I want to just let everybody know that this coming Saturday there are going to be quite a few very important posts going out regarding World Series reserves and World Championship reserves. Anyway, I think it's near enough about time that we start getting on with the actual car selection side of it. So like with the World Championship yesterday, all of the teams have already had the opportunity to select between 1 to 5 or 1 to 9 of the cars in their order of choice. So I've got a bit of an idea of which cars some of the drivers might be in. But nobody else does. I haven't even told Front Row Racing GP who's in what car. I've not even told Temp Fear, actually, so he's in the dark a little bit on this one as well. Aren't you, Temp?
Always in the dark.
Oh, well, you need to turn the light on then. Okay, so the teams, they've been allowed to, their order of choice goes on last season's constructors standings. So whoever won the constructors last season gets to pick first. That was Victoria's Secret Williams Racing last season, but those guys have split as a team, which will allow me to explain what happens in that situation. And in that situation, both of those guys get to pick first and second with their new teams, and whoever had the most amount of points between them or from them gets to pick first, the other guy second. So the first team that will be able to come and give their choice will be Hindle and his new teammate Conzo 1993. So Temp Fear, if you would like to let them know and send them an invite into the chat party, because this is a very, very interesting team pairing, right? Hindle, the reigning World Series champion, Konzo, the former World Series champion. He was the champion in the World Series in Season 5. So these two have paired up to create a new team and will get to have first pick of a car. And a lot like last night, each team's going to have about 5 minutes with us, so they'll be able to let us know a little bit about them. We'll ask them some questions, and if anybody viewing has any questions for any of the teams, feel free to post them on the YouTube chat, and if we can get them in time, we will. I will quickly run through the full order. So the first team to pick will be Hindle and Konzo. Second team will be Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker. The third team will be Front Row Racing GP and Front Row Racing JS. The fourth team will be Dave the Harp and Jason. The fifth team will be Rickster, and he used to be called Charlie. He's now called MX Everglow. The sixth team to pick will be Richie Davey and Andy Russell. The seventh team will be Farfbert and RDB. The eighth team will be Millstar and Ant69. And the ninth team to pick will be Mystic Joker and Lefty Hardtail. Now, I've seen that Hindle has joined us in the studio. How are you this evening, Hindle?
Hi, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Just let you know, obviously, Tempfear is here in the studio with us. I say studio, it's not really a studio. Have we got Konzo with us as well this evening?
No, he stood me up. He was supposed to be here, but I've been stood up.
Obviously, you didn't offer him enough incentives.
I know.
Well, Hindle, then, you get to represent the team of yourself and Konzo for the World Series in Season 7. We're going to start off a 5-minute timer. Each team's going to get around about that amount of time with us. So let's use it to the best of our abilities, shall we? And we'll start off with Hindle. Would you like to let everybody know what your team name is going to be for Season 7?
Our team name will be the Petrol Pumpers.
And everyone's going, the what? The what? Have I heard that right? Okay, do you want to explain that name? Actually, do you want to tell everybody what your team name was going to be and that you've recently changed it?
The first one was 2 legends, 1 goal, and it had come about on, Connor was on holiday, and I said to him, look, we need a team name, and I don't have a clue, so let me know. And he was kind of drunk at this point, so he just said that. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's get it in. Sent it in, and then we thought that's not very good one, so let's think again. And we couldn't think of one. And then his little brother said, oh, what about the Petrol Pumpers? So we thought, it's pretty good actually. We'll take that one.
Okay, an interesting name. Tempfear, any views on that name?
Oh, I think it's just nice that it's not even them that chose it.
Well,
They've
true.
been able to choose their own team name.
Well, I mean, Formula 1 did used to kind of be a family sport, so obviously these guys are turning it into one. Okay, true. All right, okay, Hindle. Obviously, yourself and Konzo get to pick first car. You've already given myself your top 5 picks. If you've got them to hand, would you like to read out the order of your picks, whether it's 1 to 5 or 5 to 1, and then confirm for us which car you are going to be using?
Okay, so 5 to 1 is number 5, the Williams. Number 4, the McLaren. Number 3, the Red Bull. Number 2, Ferrari. And number 1, the Mercedes. And we picked the Mercedes because the main reason is the pits.
The pits?
That's the pits. That's the main reason. And the amount of times, I'm glad he's in the party. Tempfear jumps people. The World Championship last season was a joke, so that's why we're taking it.
Yeah, you would bring it up when the person he jumped the most is sat next to him in the chat party. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was a massive. I mean, myself and Kevin 187, we took the Manor as I say, look, we don't care what car we're in, we'll take the Manor, and it backfired in the sense of I mean that Mercedes gets a massive advantage in the pit lane. Okay, so the team then of Hindle and Konzo, the Petrol Pumpers, in the Mercedes for Season 7. Okay, Hindle, obviously World Series champion. Going into Season 7, is it going to be another championship? Or do you think there's going to be a little bit different this season?
It's going to be very different. See, obviously, my teammate who's in now, obviously everybody knows he's got what it takes to win. He's already won it. People from last season, they've also got what it takes to win it, and there's also some new people who are very, very quick. So it won't be easy at all.
How do you think your teammate Konzo will get on, and do you think you two will work well as a pairing?
Yeah, we'll work well because we talk outside of the gaming community as well, so that'll be all right. And he's from the practice sessions, he's doing some good plays.
Yeah, well, I mean, Konzo, like I say, he was quick anyway. I mean, he did win and scored a lot of points in the World Series when he was last in there. And as we've already said, he was the World Series champion. So the 2 legends, 1 goal was a name that I did like, because obviously you are both champions. Okay, last question from myself, and we'll see if Temp Fear's got any. Or last 2 questions. Do you think the Constructors is going to be another one in the bag for you? And if you were not to win the championship, who do you think, or who would you like to win it?
Constructors, I'd like to say so. You know, we're both champions. We both will score a lot of points this season. So hopefully that one will be not as hard as the single championship. And who would I like to take it? No one. Me.
You should have at that point said my teammate. If I'm not going to win it, my teammate Konzo into team battle coming on here.
If I'm not going to win it, then I'd like him to.
Too late. We're taking your first answer. Okay, Temp Fear, any questions you want to put to Hindle?
All right. Well, with Konzo being your teammate, which I also completely forgot he actually won World Series season before, but with him going up to World Championship for last season and now coming back down, do you think he'll be a bigger threat since he's had the experience from World Championship, or are you still just seeing it as the same almost?
That's the 5-minute timer, but we'll let you answer the questions. We'll go on a little longer.
What, do I think he'll be a threat? Like, more of a threat?
Yeah, with his experience from World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously, even before he went on the wheel, he was up there top 3-4 before he went on the wheel in the World Championship. So he has got a lot of pace, and now he can put ABS on for the racing line. He's going to be a lot quicker than he was.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I saw Konzo struggle a little bit last season when he was getting used to the wheel was some corner exits to begin with. And I mean, if he found that if he had TC off this season and similar situation was happening, he has got that option to put a bit of TC on if he wanted to. I mean, I do think that he could be. I mean, obviously you're a quick guy, you're the champion. I think he could be up there or thereabouts, right next to you on the grid. When it comes to the end of the races. So I think you two are definitely going to be a team to keep an eye on this season. But obviously the next team that's we're going to be having a chat to does have your former teammate from last season, and that's a team that also could be one that gets quite interesting. So, okay, we're just about out of time here. So, Hinder, is there anything else that you would like to say, or let the drivers know? Any team out there you want to pick as your rival battle for the season?
I'd say that after the first race, because I'm pretty sure somebody said it yesterday, that it's a completely new game, it's completely different to 2015. Some people were slow on last game, are going to be good on this game. So, after a couple of races, we'll see.
That we definitely will. I mean, we've seen it before, and we've seen it on other games. You go from one car to another, one game to another, and people can be quick on one and not so quick on another. So it will be very, very interesting to see how you, Hindle, and your teammate Konzo 1993 get on in the FRR Racing World Series for Season 7 under the team name of Petrol Pumpers. In the Mercedes. Now, I think that car choice may have upset a few of the other teams, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, Hindle, thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we'll get to hear from you throughout the season as well on some of the podium interviews and things like that. Good luck for the season, and we'll look intensely at how you defend your title.
Cheers.
Have a good one, mate. Okay, Temp Fear, if you could get ready to invite the next team in, which, as I mentioned, is Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker. Now, this is a new team pairing from last season. As I mentioned, Hybrid Nuke, was Hindle's teammate last season. They did have a fantastic season-long battle, was able to take the Constructors' Standings title between them. So it'll be very interesting to see how these two battle it out on track in the coming season. I'll just quickly reconfirm there. So Hindle and Konzo, the petrol pumpers, will be racing in the Mercedes. So Hybrid Nuke has joined us, and so has Nightwalker. Good evening to the both of you. How are you both?
Not too bad, are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad, but I've just dropped something and broken it. How are you, Hybrid?
I'm good, buddy.
Good. I'll just mention as well, for anyone else that's listening, if you are due to join us in the chat party at any point, please make sure you have got your microphone set to allow to be shared in the party settings. There was a few drivers had an issue with that last night. Okay, so Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker, so welcome to the both of you. New team pairing for this season. Would you guys like to let everybody know what the team name will be that you'll be using for Season 7?
Yeah, team name
Censored. Is there a reason for that one?
There's a long reason.
Could it be that you gave a lot of team names?
I think I'll avoid that one.
You gave a lot of team names that were slightly too long, and it was like, okay, I can't fit that in. All right, can you pick a shorter one? Okay, so team name then of Censored. You may have just heard that the Mercedes has been chosen already. But would one of you like to take us through what your 5-car choices were in whichever order you want, 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
Sure. Well, obviously, one of the choices was going to be a Mercedes, being second choice. But we also have Ferrari, Red Bull, Williams, and Force India. And the car that we're going for, going back on last season, is a Williams.
So keeping for yourself then, Hybrid, in the Williams. So is that a first choice pick for you, or is it Mercedes was the first pick, but we'll go with the Williams?
Well, I mean, we spoke about having the Williams first, and then we thought, well, we're second. There's still a hope to get the Mercedes, so we put Mercedes as first choice, but we kind of knew that the Williams was coming our way.
Well, you say you kind of do. You were asking me to tell you who picked that car
I already
already.
asked him, though. He told me what he chose.
Oh, he told me that he told you he wasn't going to tell you. Okay.
Well, he did.
Okay, just to just to confirm then, so Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker will be driving the Williams then under the team name of Censored. So it's going to be a Censored Williams. And I've just realised something that I was going to be doing. I haven't done. I'll catch up with that in a moment. And Nightwalker, on to yourself. Obviously, it's a different team pairing for the both of you for this coming season. How do you think you'll get on having Hybrid Nuke as your teammate? Obviously, one of the Constructors' Standings winners from last season.
I'm getting a lot of help from him because I was just a blue flag last season, so I'm just hoping to improve and maybe get midfield. I'm aiming for top 5 first lane.
Ooh, I like that. Positivity, confidence. I like that. So top 5, that means beating quite a few of the guys that are on the grid, and obviously there's quite a few quick ones that are out there. For the both of you, are there any drivers that you would pinpoint as your rival for the season, or team as a rival for the season?
Well, there's obviously one for me. There's only one driver that I want to beat.
I don't know who that could be.
Teammate?
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, that's Hindle. But as he said, there are many new drivers, very quick drivers. Konzo is one to look out for, obviously. He's coming back after being a World Series champion as well. So, I mean, that team is what I'm aiming to beat.
Okay, and Adam, what about yourself?
I'm going to try and see if we can take Front Row Racing GP.
Oh.
If we can put a bit of effort on track, I bet it could happen.
That's an interesting. He'll be listening into this, so we'll get a response from him soon. But I like that. You've got to be confident, and you've got to look forward, really. And that sound, by the sounds of it, is exactly what you are doing. Now, you did mention a moment ago, though, Adam, that last season you were a little bit of sort of Mr. Blue Flag. So there was one thing I wanted to mention to you, and I thought I'll do it at this point so everybody else knows as well. If anybody does get into blue flag situations, it would be advisable to stay on the track to let the cars past and not do what Adam was very good at doing last season, getting well out of the way. He was. I mean, you were very good at getting well out of the way, Adam. Can't fault you on that. But the concern is that if people do go off track to get out of the way in a blue flag situation, could cause some yellow flags, and then the guy gets an illegal overtake for going past you while you've got a blue flag. So yeah. But hopefully you won't find yourself having blue flags waved at you. They'll be waved at other people. Okay, Temp Fear, I'm going to hand over to you if you've got any questions you'd like to ask the drivers.
Well, Hybrid St. Hindles is going to be his main rival, and Adam wants to finish top 5, but who, that's the first race, where do you want to come overall, and who do you rival, Adam?
Driver, but I'm trying to aim high because of the help I'm getting off hybrid.
Good, good. I like people that aim high. See, this is like what I did last season. Just follow the steps, you'll do well.
Bring this back to your championship.
Champions do have a bit of a right to brag, though. But no, I mean, you're right, though, guys. I mean, for Nightwalker, there's no point looking at someone who he thinks, well, they're on the same pace as me. You've got to look at, okay, who's the next guy up the road? Who's ahead of them? Who's ahead of them? I mean, there's no problem with setting yourself targets, and obviously this team has done that. I'm very interested to see how the battles are going to play out, because I think for the World Series, a lot like the World Championship, there is the possibility of many different winners throughout the season. Obviously, last season we had Hybrid Nuke and Hindle battling it out for a lot of the wins with the odd person here and there. I think it could be very different this coming season. Would you two see it the same way, or do you think it will still be that battle between you two up at the front, Hybrid and Hindle?
I mean, honestly, I know how fast Hindle is, and I know how fast I am, so I know that us two are always going to be at the front. But I don't quite know what the new drivers can do. I know Konzo's going to be with us. There's going to be a couple of others. I hear that Mystic Joker's pretty quick, so we'll see where he plays into it. But I think overall, it's going to be still Hindle and I at the front.
It's going to be an interesting one to watch. Let's put it that way. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out. Okay, Temfear, anything else you want to ask the guys?
No, not that I can think of. You ask all the bloody questions, in all honesty.
I know. This is what happens when I wing it. I just don't stop. Well, there's the alarm. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll hand it over to the drivers. Okay, anything that you want to let people know about yourselves? Anything that you think that the viewers might find interesting, whether it be about your driving styles or anything like that?
Have a watch. You'll see it enough. And good luck to the other drivers.
Anything from Nightwalker? Nightwalker is staying deadly silent. I'll do my talking on the track.
I think this season a lot of people have been surprised because, I was slow as hell last season, but I think the game's a little bit suited to my driving style this year, so I reckon I want to provide a few shots.
Good. And hopefully, you never know, hopefully it'd be really nice to be able to speak to you on the podium as well. I mean, there's always that possibility. Anyone could be on the podium this season.
You never know.
Well, we will wait in anticipation to see how the battle goes on. So to confirm then, Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker under the team name of Censored will be racing in the Williams for the Front Row Racing World Series Round 7. which I can't wait to see how we get on in that. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us for a quick chat. Good luck for the season, and hopefully you put on a fantastic show for us. And as we get ready now for the next team, as I said, good luck to Hybrid, Nuke and Nightwalker. We'll get ready for the next team, which is going to be Front Row Racing GP and Front Row Racing JS, a new team pairing for this season. And obviously Nightwalker has just said, I'm aiming to beat Front Row Racing GP, so we'll see what GP is going to say about that when he comes in, because I'm sure he will have heard it. And obviously Front Row Racing JS, or James Hulkenberg, as a lot of people may have known him, was doing the World Championship commentary last season, is taking a place in the World Series this season. This is an interesting team pairing, a very interesting team pairing, and it'll be also interesting to see what car selections those guys have gone for and what team name. Because I think it's fair to say we all pretty much know these two like to wind people up and have a bit of a laugh and a joke, so this could get a little bit interesting. So as Ted Fear gets ready to invite them into our little studio, and if anybody does have any questions they would like us to ask any of the teams, you can send them in to us, and if we get the time, we will ask it to the drivers. I think From a Racing GP has just joined us. How are you this evening, Steve?
Not too bad.
Good, good. Has JS joined us yet?
He's just returning his car to the pits.
Okay. So obviously, like I mentioned earlier on, the drivers are currently involved in a 90-minute practice session. And one of the reasons we've done that is it allows the drivers to put plenty of practice in around Australia. And when they get called up to do their little interview, they can quite easily pull into the garage and come for a chat and then continue on with their practice. So from our Racing GP, were you listening to the previous team's comments there?
No, all I listened to was your intro before you invited any teams in, and then I focused on what was happening on track.
Okay, we'll get to the interesting bit of information in a moment then. I believe that From a Racing JS has just joined us. How are you this evening, James?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm having one of them weeks.
Okay, I'm starting to think I wish I hadn't asked. I might have to change my timer here to about 20 minutes. Okay, guys, the previous two teams have picked their team names or announced their team names and picked their cars. Would you guys like to let us know what your team name's going to be and why you've gone with that team name?
I forgot what we picked.
It's mental age of 10.
Well, I don't think that really needs any explaining, does it?
Exactly. We were going to say combined, but... So,
Well,
mental
it
age
is.
of 10.
I think people will just assume that it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, could quite possibly. Now, I have noticed that JS is a little bit echoey at the moment. I've got a feeling he's in the bathroom with the door open, shouting through into his other room.
It's to make sure he doesn't lock Vicky out.
Yeah, which he has done already before. Okay, guys, if you haven't heard and you don't know what cars have already been picked, the team of Hindle and Konzo, they have already chosen the Mercedes. The team of Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker, they have already chosen the Williams. So would you guys like to let us know what your top 5 pick of cars were, and then confirm which car you would like to pick for the season ahead?
I'll let you run through it, Steve.
I can't remember what it was.
Would you like me to tell you what it was? I don't know. Would you like me to tell you what it was?
Go on then.
Okay, your number 5 pick was the Force India. Your number 4 pick was the Williams. Your number 3 pick was the Ferrari. Your number 2 pick was the Mercedes. But your number 1 pick was...
Jordan.
Ron.
Jordan.
I can let everybody know we wanted Ron Dennis to be our manager.
But he said no, so instead, we've got
Eric Boulier.
Yeah.
Well, what I've heard is Ron Dennis knows how to peel oranges. He doesn't like apples.
Oh. I wondered where that was going. Okay, so are we confirming then that you two are picking the McLaren for the season ahead?
I think so.
if the game works, because I've just had an error message pop up on my screen saying F1's shut down. Brilliant.
Oh, okay. Well, that means you could. Oh, actually, Hybrid Nuke has just said we've been kicked. Okay, well, once Steve has finished his chat here, he can set up another practice session. I'll stay on what I'm doing at the moment. For anyone that's watching, so just give us a few minutes and we'll get that practice session up and running again. So to confirm then, for Front Row Racing GP and Front Row Racing JS, their team name will be Mental Age of 10, which means it's going to be the Mental Age of 10 McLaren. If McLaren ever hear of that, they're not going to like that at all. Okay. I think that's 10 Fear just saying back in a minute. And I was just about to say to him, well, you've said that I ask all the questions, so I was going to hand over to him, but now he's had to go for a moment. Okay, right, Steve. I asked if you heard what any of the previous teams had said. You said no. A little bit of information then for you. I've just asked Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker who their rivals might be for the season ahead, and Nightwalker quite clearly said, I'm going for Front Row Racing GP. I think I can have him this season.
Interesting.
Now that you know who's picked you as their rival, who would you say is looking like potentially your rival or someone you're targeting within the division?
It's got to be my teammate, isn't it?
Oh, that's a bit of a sitting on the fence.
Hang on, guys, I'm just getting whacked out of the way. To be fair, I'd say, because I've had a full season out of F1, I'm going to put myself as number 2 driver.
Well, that's why I want to beat you, to make sure you're number 2 driver.
Well, yeah. I mean,
no, but I mean, I'll just add a bit more into that. Yes, James, but also I don't want to go into the pads versus wheel debate. But my target for the season is I want to be the top wheel user. So, I mean, off the top of my head, I mean, Konzo's been touted as people know he's quick, got a chance of winning races, possibly going for the title. He's now on a wheel, so it does mean beating the likes of Konzo, your teammate. I'm trying to think, Jason. I think, yeah, Jason. Let's see, who else have we got? I think that's about it for wheel users in the... Dave the Arp, you can't forget him.
Oh, no. Yeah, that is true. I better not forget Dave the Arp. And to be fair, Dave the Arp could be competitive, very competitive this coming season. I think I've just heard Temp here laughing, so Temp's back with us. So, Temp, I'm going to hand over to you to ask any questions you'd like to these two.
Any question I like? You sure that's wise?
I did warn you beforehand, within reason.
Do you two see yourself crashing this season with each other?
Into each other?
Yeah.
Most likely.
I think we might, but I don't see us throwing the toys out of pram. I see us just going, oh, I were an idiot. Well, I can see me saying, oh, sorry, Steve, I've ruined your race.
No, I think it's one of those things that it can happen to any team, especially when you've got 2 drivers that are similarly matched. You're going to always find yourself in a similar place on the track from time to time.
It can as well. And seeing as you've mentioned that, I mean, I'm jumping in a little bit here, but just in case people aren't aware, one of the rule changes for the coming seasons is that first corner collisions are not automatically going to get looked at. It's down for drivers that are involved in it to report them. So if teammates like yourself, if you two crashed into each other and it didn't affect anybody else at turn 1 at Australia, you can deal with that within your own team. Which kind of gives that possibility of teammates sort of dealing with situations between themselves. Okay, back to you, Ted. Go on, get your questions out.
Well, that's been booted from the lobby. That page just goes quickly. Are you two going to be very friendly in terms of, are you going to share setups and information, or is this going to be a fierce rivalry?
Oh, we're out of time. Sorry, can't answer that.
No. The question has been asked. You will be allowed to answer.
I think I need the guidance this season just to sort of get me back into it. So
Bernie needs guidance.
Bernie does need guidance, Temp. Everybody needs guidance apart from you.
Yeah, and Bernie only gets told what he needs to know.
Ooh.
No, to be fair, even just this week, James has actually suggested things that's helped my pace. So we'll share absolutely everything between each other, and sometimes it'll work for you, sometimes it don't. So yeah, we share it, we test it, and sometimes you can say that works for me. Sometimes it doesn't suit your driving style. But yeah, it's always worth sharing it 'cause it's better for the team.
I think the only chance we wouldn't share information is if it was literally nobody else mathematically could win other than us two, which is very unlikely. And it was literally us two going up against each other for the title. That's the only one time I can imagine that happening. Apart from that, we need to work together to get us cars as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Which is the best way a team can progress through the standings, really help each other and do the best that you can. It's going to be very interesting to see how you guys get on against everybody else. Obviously you guys have got a target on your back, as I'm sure you're placing a few targets on other drivers' backs. It's going to be a very interesting see. Actually, one last quick question, and answer it as quick as you can, guys. If either of you are not going to win the championship, who do you think will take the title?
Good question.
I think with my guidance, GP's going to win it easy.
Oh, okay, GP. If you're not going to win it, who's going to win it?
James. No, but if we can't say teammate, if we can't say right, not including teammates or myself, looking at who's on the grid, I think seriously,
I'm sure I said answer it as quickly as you can.
Quick, yeah.
Yeah.
Hindle, Hybrid, Mystic, Joker.
Oh, okay. There's the
one as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're the three that Steve says to keep an eye on there, so we'll see how they get on. Okay, so to confirm then, from a Racing GP, from a Racing JS, in the mental age of 10, McLaren for World Series Season 7. So, guys, thank you for joining us for a quick chat. Good luck for the season. Steve will let you go and set up another lobby for the drivers.
But this one's, just say, this one is still working and people are rejoining it.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep this one running and people are welcome to rejoin.
No problem, yeah, because obviously if you have been involved in a practice session and you get kicked or you leave, you can return and retake over your car in a practice session. Okay, thank you very much, guys, and we'll get ready for the next team to join us, which would be Dave the Harp and Jason, but we have been informed that Jason's not available this evening, but we will get Dave the Harp in with us if he is available, and we'll see what his comments will be for their season ahead and find out what car they're going to choose. I'll tell you what, Tem, while you're sorting out sending invites to them, see you later, guys.
See you later.
Good luck. Yeah, I'm just wondering, Temp, if you're interested, that nobody has picked a Ferrari yet.
Yeah, I was going to guess that them two were going to pick a Ferrari because they're in the Mercedes in the session, but I saw them in a Ferrari, but that surprised me, that team choice.
Well, I've known about their team choice for a while, right? And I do know that the McLaren was their number one pick, right? But I also know that they've been very, very sneaky of late. I know that they have purposefully been using lots of different cars, so no one would really have any idea what car they might pick. Whereas, for example, I know yourself, you've been doing a lot of practice in either the Manor or the McLaren, and everyone's like, well, yeah, you ain't going to pick the Manor. Sorry, not McLaren, Mercedes. You ain't going to pick the Manor, so it's probably going to be in the Mercedes.
But it was our second choice.
Well, yeah, that is true. I must admit, I do like the look of the Manor. I like the look of the old Manor as well, because when you looked at it from the top, it had a very... if I say the reason why I really liked it, it'd sound really stupid, but this is going back away now. You know, like with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of them's got like the three-pronged spikes. Well, from the top, the Manor had the shapes of one of those on it. That's what it looked like. So I always liked it because of that. Anyway,
interesting then.
Yeah, but obviously a lot of people don't get to see it from that view. Anyway, so we're waiting for Dave the Harp. Has Dave the Harp just joined us?
Not that I've seen. I've invited him.
Okay, so we'll hang on a few moments then. If you're trying to have a quick look, see if he is online. If he's not online, we may have to skip ahead. or not skip ahead, we can announce what car they'll be in and mention Jason's comments. Jason did send let us know that he wouldn't be making it, and did send in a couple of comments, which I could have done prior to the end for anyone that wasn't making it, but I was hoping that everybody would be able to come into the session. But okay, quick recap of what cars have not been picked yet. Ferrari, Red Bull, Toro Rosso, Haas, Renault, Force India, the Manor and the Sauber. For any of the teams remaining, although they have already sent in a sort of top 5 pick, if they want to pick a different car from their top 5 picks, they can do. They do have that option. So have we got any update on Dave the Harp yet, Temp?
No, not that I've seen. I have a look what he's doing quickly, but he hasn't joined.
Okie doke. I mean, he may be on... He could be in the bathroom or anything. I'll tell you what, obviously, okay, we've got teammates of Dave the Harp and Jason. Would you like to let everybody know what Jason had to say, his comments?
Well, Jason said he was sorry he's not able to make it tonight, which, fair enough, there's reasons why. But he said this is a few words from himself. His goal is to try and get a point in every race, and of course beat his teammate, which I think is actually quite possible with Jason.
Yeah.
He said they've both been very consistent in practice, so they hope it will continue in the race. And he hopes with luck and the right strategy, he might be able to snatch a podium position. But he said his weakness is a lack of time for practicing, which I think we all found out last season as well.
Yeah.
And for the title, he thinks it's going to be between the two teammates at Williams last season, Hindle and Hybrid. But he's hoping for a very tight midfield battle with a load of people. And he wants to bring on the season. And he said cheers, but I think he meant cheers.
Yeah. Something you mentioned to the previous team was... Not previous team. You asked... I think it was Hindle. You asked him about Konzo because he'd raced in the World Championship last season, whether coming back to the World Series could be an advantage for him. It's a similar situation with Jason. He raced in the World Championship last season because he was unable to race on Thursdays last season, so he moved over to the no assist side. And in the off-season, he has been taking part in the no-assist test sessions and the assist-allowed test sessions. And he's been looking very, very good. Do you think for him, having raced in the World Championship last season, it could benefit him in the World Series this season? And taking into consideration, the last time he raced in the World Series, he did get a podium at Monaco.
Well, to me, Jason's my little dark horse. I don't think he's going to be up there for fighting for the title or not, as much as I'd like him to, but if there's anyone I'd have a cheeky £10 bet on, it'd be him. Just for a sneaky podium here and there.
Yeah.
He's just that type of driver. He doesn't really make mistakes. Not the fastest, but I don't think you need to be, in all honesty, this season to win. It's just consistency, keep it out of the wall, and that's great on his tyres as well. So for him, it's just win, 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 as far as I see, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say Jason is someone to definitely keep an eye on. He could pull a few surprises this season. Okay, he's not going to have a lot of time for practice, but he could still pull a few surprises. Dave the Harp still hasn't joined us yet, so we will move on quite quickly. But Dave the Harp is another guy who has been taking part in the no-assist test sessions, and again has been looking very strong, very consistent, very quick. And he's a guy that did, I think, get at least one victory last season and was up there sort of hinting at podiums, got a couple of podiums. And he's a guy that if he gets on with this version of cars and this version of the game, he's someone else that you could have to keep an eye on for taking victories, doing well in qualifying, and being up there in the point standing. I mean, GP mentioned earlier he wants to be the top wheel user. Well, he is going to have the difficulty of trying to beat Dave the Harp, which isn't going to be an easy feat to do. Okay, Dave the Harp and Jason's team name for the World Series Season 7, they've come up with Old Crash Test Dummies, which I don't think any of us could really argue with. They are both kind of old. They have both had a few crashes. They've both done a lot of testing. The dummies bit, well, I don't really know about that part. I don't know, maybe...
Maybe it's a replacement for Dave Smokes.
It could be. It could be. I very nearly said I don't know if either of them spit their dummy out the pram now and again, which it may be possible. It might not be. Okay, now their car choices. Then I'll tell you. I'll go through theirs from number 1. Right, their number 1 car pick was Mercedes. That's already gone. Their number 2 pick was Ferrari, and that hasn't gone. So, looking at it then. Dave the Harp and Jason will be racing in the Ferrari. Their 3rd pick was Williams, their 4th pick was McLaren, and their 5th pick was Red Bull. So Dave the Harp and Jason in the Ferrari. Do you think that's a car that will suit those two?
Well, I never thought I'd see Dave in the Ferrari, no, honestly. I've always seen him as a Mercedes man, but obviously with that being gone. But it was still, their 2nd or 3rd choice? That does surprise me. But
yeah, their 3rd choice.
They'll have the advantage of, as Hindle said earlier, the pit stops. It does give a little bit of advantage over some other teams, but I don't think it'll be as big on this game anyway, since the pit stops are a little bit more variable.
Yeah, I mean, the possibility of pit stop drive-through penalty or penalties for pit entries with a pit limiter, that could negate any kind of undercut, overcut, in the pit lanes anyway. But it'll be interesting to see how those guys get on in the Ferrari. I think it might actually be the first time either of them racing front row racing in a Ferrari. Okay, so just to confirm then, Dave Harp and Jason racing under the team name of Old Crash Test Dummies in the Ferrari. Okay, move on to the next team then, and that is Rickster and MX Everglow, formerly known as Charlie. Now, I am aware that Charlie is not available this evening, but he did say that if he was given a 5-minute warning by his teammate, he might be able to come and watch. But if we can send an invite out to Rickster, because Rickster did say he would be available and would represent the team, so we'll see if we can get him to say lots of mean and nasty things about Charlie, seeing as he stood him up, and we'll go through what their car choices are. And Rickster has joined us. Good evening, Rickster. How are you?
Hello, not bad. You?
Not too bad. Has Charlie had his warning that you're coming on?
I've let him know, but I don't think he can get on.
Well, he is at work, so if he can't get out of work to watch, then that is massively unfortunate. Okay, so Rickster, you're going to be representing the team of yourself and who will now be known as MX Everglow for World Series Season 7. Would you like to let us know what your WWE style team name is going to be for the next season?
Mine and Charlie's team names will be the New Age Outlaws.
And is it because of WWE?
As a matter of fact, yes, it is.
It is. Oh, I do know that you are both massive WWE wrestling fans, so that doesn't surprise me. But we won't get on to that, because if we start talking WWE, we could be here all night, and 10th will be sat there going, I ain't got a clue what they're talking about. Unless you're a secret fan as well. Okay, so New Age Outlaws will be the team name for Rickster and MX Everglow this evening. Have you heard yet what cars have already been chosen?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on.
Quite annoyed at what Dave the Harp was given, but that's fine.
Yes. Well, we will let everybody know then that your number 1 pick for car was the Ferrari, and I think you may have possibly been the only team that picked the Ferrari as their first pick, and you're the only team that don't get to have it. Would you like to let us know what your 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd choices were, and then confirm what car you will be using for the upcoming season?
If I can remember right, we had the Force India, the Williams, the Red Bull, the Haas and the Ferrari. So
Haas as the 2nd choice. Will it be the Haas that you two will be using for season 7?
No, we are going to go with the Red Bull.
Oh, we got a last minute change.
First person to do it.
Well, yeah, first person to do it. You're allowed to do it as well. So why the last minute change then? Because you guys were hinting from halfway through last season you'd got new American owners, which took me a while to realise what you were on about, and it hinted at being the Haas. So why have you chosen not to go with the Haas? And does Charlie know you're doing this?
Yes, Charlie does know. I did ask him before. Yeah, I did turn around to him and say, if it comes down to Haas or Red Bull, what do you want? And he said Red Bull. So I'm not really too sure why we changed last minute. I think it's just we just prefer the Red Bull over the Haas. The Haas is a nice car to drive, but I don't think either of us have been in the Red Bull in a season before. I mean, we've not been in the Haas either because it's the first game it's on, but
yeah,
we just prefer the Red Bull, I think.
Okay, and for you, anything as long as it's not a McLaren.
Definitely. I've been in the McLaren for like 3 out of the 5 seasons I've been here, so...
Yeah. Okay, so same team pairing as last season. So how do you think the both of you are going to get on in the constructors and in the drivers' standings?
In the constructors, I think we're going to aim for like a top 3. The team, in my opinion, the team we're going to want to beat are GP and JS.
Oh.
It was close between me and GP last season, and I see GP as one of my own direct rivals. I'd like to finish above him this season. But I think we'll do pretty well. We like to play the team game, so it could work in our favour.
Well, we did see a couple of races last season where, I mean, there was a few races where yourself and Charlie were kind of close to each other on track, and it did almost look like you were working together while on track to benefit the both of you. Do you think we'll be seeing more of that this season as well?
More than likely, yeah. Yeah, you'll probably be seeing the same thing again.
Good. Okay, 10th Fear, over to you. Ask away anything you might want to know.
Well, you two have been teammates for a while. And you were, like you said previously, you were near the front last season at certain parts. But do you think your relationship as teammates will get stronger across this season, or will it deteriorate?
I think it can only get better. I can't see the relationship between me and Chari deteriorating for any reason.
Not if he smashes you off, or vice versa?
If he smashes me off, then he smashes me off. He's not done it purposely at the end of the day, and accidents happen.
If that happens, then you know Charlie's going to go, sorry, Mush, my bad, Mush, didn't mean to do it, Mush, Mush, Mush.
But yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Try and split teammates up and it doesn't even work.
I don't. Well, this is the thing. I mean, this is a team pairing that has been together. Well, there's the timer going. We'll give you a little bit more time then. This obviously you're a team pairing that has been together for quite some time now, and obviously it works for the both of you. For yourself, over the course of your front row racing career, so to speak. You've had seasons where you fought for titles. You've had seasons where you've been really close to the titles. Last season was a little bit up and down, but definitely a lot more ups as the season went on. Do you see the season coming up as one where you think you might be able to fight for the title? And if the title doesn't go your way, who do you think might take it?
I'd love to continue the fight for the title. I think in the years I've been racing, the front row racing, this season is going to be the season to watch the World Series. There's a lot of drivers this season who could potentially take the title, rather than it being between just 2 or 3.
Yeah.
If it isn't me, I could probably see it being Hindu again. I know Hybrid would love to beat him, and I could honestly see Hybrid as champion as well. I'm not too sure about Mystic Joker. I've never seen him race, but if it's not me, it's probably going to be between Hindu and Hybrid.
Okay. Last question from me, and then we'll see if 10th Fear's got any more. How have you been getting on with the multiple tyre choices available for racers?
Okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's not. I mean, yeah, we get multiple tyre choices, but I don't think that's affected my driving strategy or my races in any way. I'm not too sure about Charlie, but we'll see what happens in the season. I just, this season, just hope I can win a couple more than I did last season, and maybe fight for the title a bit better.
Well, I hope you can as well, because it'll make it very, very interesting. Okay, 10th Fear, last comments from yourself?
Well, you mentioned Mystic Joker there quickly. Do you think you think any of the new drivers will surprise anyone else? Like, do you think they're going to be higher up, or do you still think it's going to be between everyone that raced last season?
I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot to do with the new drivers, but there's definitely potential for a few surprises this season. Like I said, Mystic Joker could be one that's up there, but ultimately, I can see it coming down to Hindle and Hybrid again. Hopefully, I can stick my nose in this time and get a bit more. But no, I mean, there's always the potential, for new drivers to surprise everyone,
Definitely.
and even old drivers to surprise everyone. So
old drivers as you've been here a while, or just old?
yeah.
Well, does that have anything to do with the ones that are called Mental Age of 10 by any chance?
or the old crash test dummies. Either way, it's going to be one hell of a season, as Rickster said. So to confirm then, for Rickster and MX Everglow, their team name will be the New Age Outlaws, and they will be racing in the Red Bull. I like that pick of a car for you two, really. I think you'll get on well with that one. So Rickster, thank you very much for representing your team this evening and having a quick chat with us. Good luck to the both of you for the season ahead, and hopefully you'll be able to put on one hell of a show. So thank you very much and good luck.
We'll see. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Okay, as we get ready then for the next team coming in, I have been informed that Dave the Harp has driven the Ferrari in Season 5, so Dave should know how good the Ferrari team is at repairing any damage caused on that car. Okay, so as we wait for the next team to join us, and that'll be the team pairing, and it's the same team pairing from last season of Richie Davey and Andy Russell. Now, Andy Russell may not be online, and usually when he is, he doesn't talk much anyway. But Richie Davey and Andy Russell, they were, at least hopefully one of them that will be able to join us to let us know, or let everybody know what their team name will be and what car they will be picking. And as Temp Fear said, Rickster and Charlie, the first team there to sort of not go with their next car in line. A late-minute call there to avoid the Haas. I mean, there is the possibility of a little bit of pit lane strategy coming into that one as well. Because, I mean, looking at the cars that have already been confirmed, Hindle and Konzo, the petrol pumpers in the Mercedes, Hybrid Nuke Night Walker in the censored Williams, GP and JS, Mental Age of 10 McLaren. Okay, that one's a bit further down the pit lane. Dave the Harp and Jason, the old crash test dummies in the crash test dummies in the Ferrari. They'll be up the sharp end of the pit lane. Rickster, MX Everglow, the New Age Outlaws in the Red Bull. Obviously, they're going to be up the sharp end of the pit lane as well. But I can hear that Richie Davey has joined us. Richie, how are you this evening?
All good, man. You?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Cracking on a little bit here. Okay, is Andy available to join us this evening, or is he on sabbatical with the missus again?
Yeah, he's gone, mate.
Oh dear.
The missus.
See, F1 gaming, it's all good until the love of your life comes along. I tried to say that in the nicest way possible so I couldn't get loads of abuse. I mean, it's every gamer's hope that they meet a girl that is actually a gamer themselves but appreciates to give us some space for ourselves to do the gaming. Okay, Richard Davey, you're representing the team this evening. Obviously, it's yourself and Andy Russell again. Team name, you want to let everybody know team name you're going for this season?
Don't
Don't tell me you forgot it.
I ain't even got one, man.
You have. You told me you were keeping the same one as last season, which is Godolphin.
Oh no, we'll change that.
Oh, a last minute change of team name will put you on the spot then.
Oh, I don't know, man. Can I think about it?
You can think about it for a little while. We'll let you think about it for a little while. I'll tell you what, we'll put it out to the viewers. Viewers, while you're watching, send in some suggestions for team names for Richie Davey and Andy Russell, but please make sure they're not rude. Okay, Richie, I don't know if you remember what your 1 to 5 car picks were. I've got a feeling you'll remember what your number 1 pick was. So would you like to let us know what that was?
Renault, man.
And is that the car you're going to confirm for using for the World Series?
You're damn right, boy.
Okay, so it is the Renault then, or as a few people have been calling it, looks a bit like a Jordan. Obviously not the one that talks complete trash every now and again on about the F1 car from decades ago. So Richie Davey and Andy Russell with the team name to be... Sorry, I've just seen a suggested team name, or two of them. One of them I don't think I could say on the live stream. The other one was the Mitchell brothers. I don't think that quite suits, really. But yeah, okay, so Richie David, Andy Russell in a team name to be confirmed, so keep sending them in, we'll see what gets sent in. So Richie, obviously a couple of new drivers in the league this season, obviously quite a few of them that you know from previous seasons. What would you say is your aim this season regarding driver standings, constructor standings?
To win it, man.
Well, I mean, you are a former World Series champion. Was it season 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
so not to be knocked at with that comment. So you're going for the title then. The challenge is to beat Hindle, Hybrid Nuke, Mystic Joker, all the others.
Easy.
Easy.
All day.
Easy. Well, nothing wrong with being confident, although I am going to try and tap into a little bit of knowledge here. A few of the drivers are not entirely sure of Mystic Joker, how quick he is, how consistent he might be, what he might be like on tyres. Is there any insider information you might want to spill about the guy?
Well, all I'm going to say is no one's got a chance, to be fair.
Well,
his odds on. He's 1 to 100 to win it. Easy.
Ooh. So there you go, guys. There's
you win it, you just think give up. So
that's a good point. Yeah, I'm going to win it, but actually, yeah, he's odds on. He's going to win it.
I was only joking.
Oh, it doesn't matter. First answer's the one we take.
Hindle's already tried it and couldn't get near him. So.
Well, it will be interesting. I mean, I am aware that there are a couple of drivers that have seen Mystic Joker and have sort of gone, okay, this could be interesting. And he could be a very interesting addition into the World Series. Okay, ignoring him then, how do you think Andy Russell's going to get on this season? Because last season, he had some races which were very interesting, but he also had some races where he was absolutely bloody brilliant.
Bottom 3, probably.
Oh, the confidence switch from himself to his teammates. It's like chopping a loaf of bread in half for you and your mate and only giving your mate the crust. Yeah. So you think it might be a difficult one for him?
I think so. He never even plays the game, man. He'll just race on a Thursday, that's it.
Well, we'll see how he gets on. We will have to see.
You now, then. What are you
yeah.
Now, do you know what? I'm worse than him.
Ooh.
Back markers this year.
Such mixed information coming here. Does this mean that the blue flag driver has switched from Nightwalker from last season to the Renault team for this season?
It could be. I mean, there's a few tracks I'm decent on, but I'm just struggling, to be fair.
Do you think you'll end up so far behind in a race that everybody else will have moved on to the next race before you finish that one?
Possibly.
Sorry, that just came to me there. I don't know why. Even though, I was saying that though, to be honest, it doesn't matter if guys are running up at the front, in the middle of the field, or at the back of the field. There's going to be people there to race them. And at the end of the day, that's what can make racing interesting at times. But if you finish last, but you've had a great battle with someone, it makes it all the more better. I tell you what, there's been some team names coming in. Okay, so the first one was, I'm going to say it, 2 balls in a bag. That actually would suit Richie in a way because he is a bit of a football nut. The Mitchell brothers, Free Peter Bill, or he said, no, I mean Free Bobby Bill. I've no idea who that is. 2 Men 1 Cup, Adulthood, Position Midfield, Big Man's Puff Puff Pass. I'm not sure we could allow that one, but I get the reference to that one. Richie doesn't pass.
Who are these people? Who are they?
You don't want to know. I tell you what though, that doesn't work on any level because Richie wouldn't pass whether it's football or the other. He's a dribbler. Of the Smurfs. Oh god.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, I think we might have to go with that one. The Smurfs. Oh dear. Oh God, yeah, something to do with yellow.
Well, the Smurfs ain't yellow, are they?
No, they're not. But well, they might go yellow if they hold the breath too long. Minions.
Yeah.
Minions. Oh God. Right. Okay.
No, I don't know.
No, I'm not so sure about that one. But yeah, the Smurfs might work if you hold your breath long enough. They probably do turn yellow. Okay. Anyway, we'll get the team name bit sorted out. Well, some of those comments coming in are quite amusing. I'll
tell you what. We'll be called the Underdogs because
we
ain't got no chance.
You know what?
Usually
I'd say yeah, no problem. Except for there's already a team with that name.
Who's that then?
Well, that'd be telling. There is a team that have got the Underdogs as a name, and they were only allowed it because the team that had it the season before changed their team name. Yeah. No Hopers.
No Hopers.
No Hopers. No Hopers.
Blue Flags, yellow car.
Eh? Blue bags, yellow car.
Blue Flags.
Blue Flags, yellow car. I'm sure we'll come up. We'll get a team name sorted out for them. Don't you worry. We might have to continue this on. I tell you what. Every team that comes in after us will get the opportunity to suggest a team name. But yeah, we'll get the team name sorted out. Anyway, okay. So Richie David, Andy Russell, team name to be confirmed. That might just be their team name, TBC.
We should be called the Gamblers because that's all we do is gamble.
I've had a couple come in as taxi drivers. No chance Renault. Taxi. London cabs. I can get the connection with the taxi drivers. Anyway, we're kind of going off topic a little bit here. Okay, so why the Renault anyway?
It's just my favourite car, to be honest.
Well, I mean, did you pick the Lotus a few seasons ago? Because it is effectively the same team, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I was Lotus for a couple of seasons, and then I sort of got moved into a different car, so I'm coming back now.
Oh, it's coming back. Well, to keep it, you'll have to finish a bit higher up in the standings before someone can steal it for the following season. Okay. Well, we're going to bring this to a little bit of an end, otherwise my jaw's going to ache too much from laughing at some of these names. But yeah, get the team name sorted out for us, and we can get that confirmed on Facebook at a later date. So to confirm then, Richie Davey and Andy Russell will be racing in the World Series in the Renault for Season 7. So Richie, thank you very much for joining us. It's been very amusing. Good luck to both yourself and Andy Russell for the upcoming season, and let's see if you can mix things up a little bit on the grid as well. So thank you very much, good luck, and we'll speak to you a little later as we get ready for turning off that timer. So cheers, Richie.
See you later.
Have a good one. So as we get ready then for the next team, and one of them has been commented with a few of the potential team names as well here. So the next team to join us will be Farfber and RDB. RDB taking first permanent seat in the World Series. Did quite a few reserve drives last season for his good friend Ant69, but getting a permanent drive this season, pairing up with Farfber. So I can see we're going to end up with a few. That's not a bad name. Team Road Rage. That might not be too bad. The only problem with that is I've never heard Andy Russell speak, so I don't know if you can have Silent Road Rage. But okay, as we wait then for Farfber and RDB to join us, let's make sure I've crossed the Renault off the list. I have. That leaves us with the Toro Rosso, the Haas, the Force India, the Manor, and the Sauber available to be picked, with, I think it's 3 teams left to pick. Yes, it is. We've got 3 teams left to go and 5 cars available to be selected. And good evening, RDB. How are you tonight?
Not bad, yourself.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So we just wait for Farfber. I tell you what, we're waiting for Farfber to join us. Do you have any possible suggestions of team name for Richie Davey and Andy Russell, as Farfber has now joined us?
No, not really. I think they should have fought one time a while ago, to be honest.
I agree with you. Oh, yes. Okay, Farfber has now joined us. How are you this evening, Paul?
Hello, anybody home?
I think he's there. He might be there. Are you there, Paul?
He's too busy commenting on the YouTube chat.
He is, isn't he? Okay. Well, we'll crack on a little bit anyway. Seeing as your teammate's been a little bit quiet there, RDB, would you like to let everybody know what your team name is going to be for the Front Row Racing World Series Season 7?
We are Hey Ho Double Toe Racing.
Hey Ho Double Toe. Is there any specific reason for that?
No, just like we did a bit of brainstorming, didn't get right far, and then I just said that, and they started laughing, and we said, yeah, that's it.
Fair enough. Sometimes that's the way it works. Okay, Paul will be back with us in a few moments. I'm still laughing at some of the suggested team names coming in. Sorry, I do apologise. It's putting me off quite a bit. Okay, so RDB, you may have heard what cars have already been selected. You may not have done. I can let you know what cars are still available if you like, and you can pick one from there, or you can let us know what your top picks were, and we can let you know which is the first one that's available.
Well, it's top pick was Force India.
And that one's available.
Sweet.
So are you going to confirm yourselves as taking the Force India then?
Yeah, Paul. Well, Paul said yeah. We agreed before that, so...
So out of curiosity, because I think you are the only team that had the Force India as a first pick, why the Force India?
I don't know. I liked it on last game as well. I don't know. I like the snouts up front.
The big nose on it.
Just like it's Mercedes powered as well, and I don't like the screaming Ferrari noise. It grates on me. So yeah, I like Mercedes powered, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean
looks decent, drives well.
Yeah, I mean the engine noise is something that can play a big part on whether people like a car or don't. I mean, a few have said they don't like the sound of the Red Bull, but they like the way it looks. And as you said, with a Ferrari, it does have quite a bit of a whine to it. I think Paul is back with us now. So quickly ask the both of you how you both think you're going to get on regarding the drivers' standings this season, and who do you think is going to be your direct rival?
What standings? I just want to make sure I try to finish every race if possible. Got to get to the finish line first, haven't you, and then see what happens. But
very true.
Yeah, it's my first season. I'm just excited, looking forward to it.
I'm fairly sure I did hear Paul say each other.
Never. Well, yeah.
Never. Well, I was going to say, if RDB's your rival and RDB's plan is to be in the points and be up there fighting for wins, then it means that you should be there as well. And to be honest, Paul, I mean, well, last season was a bit of an up-down season for you. The season before, I mean, you showed some pace that was on title-winning level. Do you think you may be able to recreate that for this coming season and kind of show everybody that you're a name that they should have thought of when asked who do you think might win the title?
Yeah, but what happens second half of the season?
That is true. That is always an interesting part for you, yeah. So you might win the first 10, but the other 11, God knows what could happen. Yeah. Okay, RDB, I'm going to hand over to see if Temp Fear's got any questions for you. I just realised I've not updated the screen.
So where do you two see yourselves helping each other on setups, strategy, and whatnot, or do you see yourselves just plucking away, by yourself, and then just coming into the race and having a quick 5-minute chat?
No, I don't mind helping out on setups or whatever. I'm fine with that, mate. Yeah. Right. He might be able to help me out. I might be able to help him out. We'll see what happens.
Well, hopefully you'll both be able to put in some fantastic races. I mean, over the last couple of seasons I've seen from the both of you, more than capable of getting up there, fighting for victories. and also involved in some spectacular crashes as well. Do you think
crashes?
And the overtakes, yeah, true. And Ted Fears just said, speaking of crashes, go on, Ted, carry on. What was you going to say?
Are we going to see a reenactment of Australia last season with you, Paul? Well, where a certain someone was, his teammate was moaning he had no front wing, and he was like, I got no car. So is that going to replay itself?
That's a yes. that is very much possibly a yes. I tell you what, I mean, Australia. Go on. Oh, Paul's not had his chat party volume on. Oh dear. Boo. I don't know. It's all right. You don't want to hear what he said anyway.
He doesn't speak
to quickly recap, you think he's going to beat everybody. Everyone should watch out. He's going to win every race up until halfway through the season. Then anything could happen. Oh, and there's a good chance that he could have the same collision at Australia that he had last season with a certain driver. So that basically recaps that one. Expect to see good overtakes and lots of crashes.
In his dreams.
In his dreams, yeah. I mean, having said that, though, I mean, is there a team that either of you would say, or a driver you would say is your direct rival, someone that you're determined to? I mean, I've done the. You kind of said each other, but is there anyone that stands out as that's the person I want to beat, and this is the team we want to beat?
Like, I won't say team, but like, person I want to beat, but I want to try and be round about where Lefty. My mate Lefty Hardtail, where roundabouts where he is, and I know he's quick. He's quicker than me. I feel he's quicker than me, definitely. But I know if I'm in amongst him, then I should have decent points. And I know his teammate is very quick, Mystic Joker.
Yes.
So I think them two are gonna be a really strong force in the title. Yeah.
They definitely will be. What about yourself, Paul?
He's aiming high.
Sorry, I didn't hear that then.
Well high. I said aiming well high.
Aim well high. And so you should as well. So you should. Definitely. Take as many points. Yeah. Make sure you beat Richie. Team with no name, you'll be alright. I mean, to be fair though, I mean, I would like to see you getting back to those winning ways and really mixing it up at the front of the grid, and RDB hopefully being able to have races that weren't like Brazil last season, but were much more like the races where things went a lot better for you. So to confirm then, Farfba and RDB will be taken to the track in the Force India under the team name of Hey Ho Double Toe, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a few double toes throughout the season from these guys. So to the both of you, thank you very much for joining us for this quick chat, even if half of them couldn't hear Paul for half the time, but don't worry, you'll see him for the first half of the season. The second half of the season, you never know if you will. But good luck to the both of you for the season coming up. I hope you're both going to mix it up right all the way up through the grid. So yeah, good luck to the both of you, and thank you very much for joining us for a quick chat.
Can I quickly say something?
Yep.
Hybrid.
He's coming for you. Okay. Right, so thank you very much to Farfba and RDB for joining us there, which means we're on to the last two teams, and the next team due up is Millstar and Ant69. Now, Millstar is a driver that had a few reserve drives over the last couple of seasons and has fully deserved his opportunity to take a permanent drive. And Ant69 started off last season with a permanent drive in the World Series, but unfortunately had to take a break from that for a while. So it's good to see him back on the grid. But this is a team pairing which had to be made late with the additional grid slots being made available. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys are going to get on in the season. I see that Millstar has just joined us. How are you this evening, Millstar?
Hello, I am great. How are you?
I'm very good. You sound so much like Hybrid Nuke when you're not going, Myron, watch this. This is amazing. This is amazing. Oh, they've crashed into me.
Yeah.
That caught you out, did it?
Yeah, it kind of did actually. Didn't it?
I also remember the bit of Brazil as well where you were going, Myron, they're all watching me. I've got a puncture on the last lap and I know they're all watching me. And you deleted that footage before I could get to it. Anyway, okay, I think Ant69 has joined us as well. Ant, are you with us?
You've seen things.
I might be. I'm not really looking at my PlayStation screen. So, is Ant not with us just yet?
No.
He's not. Okay. Well, hopefully he'll be able to join us in a few moments' time. While we wait for him, Milstar, quick question to you. Obviously, you've had a few reserve drives over the last season and a half, couple of seasons. You got the opportunity now as a full permanent driver in the World Series. Do you think you're going to be able to take the make the most of it?
Honestly, I guess I really do think I will. I think I'm just going to sort of hide under the covers a bit and sort of just go about my race and just see what happens, I guess if, yeah.
So I wasn't laughing at you then, but yeah. Carry on, sorry.
Yeah, I just want to challenge, I guess. I really want to be aggressive. So I think that's my best driving style, to be honest. And being aggressive, yeah, that sort of thing.
Being aggressive, but without puncturing your tyres. If you can do that, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. Okay, so I think we're still waiting for Ant69. Have we got any update on Ant Temp?
No, I don't know.
No, okay. Okay, well, Myron, I tell you what then, we'll give you the opportunity to let everybody know what your team name is going to be.
Before I say my team name, just quickly, my name is not Myron. My name's actually Million.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Your name is Million. I do apologise. It's because I was mentioned about your Myron comments a few moments ago. So I do apologise. Yeah, your name is Million, which is a pretty cool name, to be fair.
Yeah, I like it. I've always liked it. That's pretty good name. My team name is going to be $1 Million Herbie Racing this year.
Okay, do you want to try and explain that one?
Okay, well, Ant messaged me and just came up with this, and it was absolutely brilliant, so I decided to go with it. $1 Million, obviously referencing to my unique name, and I have no idea why he's called it Herbie Racing, but it sounds good enough, so there's no reasoning behind it. It's just really nice.
Okay. Now, the name I may have to, well, I think I have shorter. I've had to knock the racing bit off, I'm afraid. But depending on what car you pick, could make it sound really cool or could make it sound really dodgy. So we'll have to see. Obviously, quite a few of the cars have already been chosen and selected. Do you have what your team's sort of 1 to 5 selection was?
Yes, our first choice was taken. Our second choice was taken just now by RDB. Our third choice, I believe, was the Red Bull. Is that taken?
It has. Yeah, Rigster's last-minute change has stolen the Red Bull.
Oh, what a legend. Okay, I think as Ant's not here, I'm going to go with the Toro Rosso. Please, has anyone taken that?
No, they haven't. I mean, I'll quickly run through. Yeah, your number one pick, similar to Richard Davey and Andy Russell, your number one pick was the Renault. The second pick was Force India. Third pick was the Red Bull, which Rickster has stolen. The fourth pick was the Mercedes, and your fifth pick was the Toro Rosso. So Milstar confirming then that we'll go with the Toro Rosso, which makes it quite a long name now. I may have to edit your name a little bit. So to confirm then, oh my days, the $1 Million Herbie Toro Rosso. Oh God!
Catchy.
Yeah, it's catchy. Will be used for Milstar and Ant69 for the FRR Racing World Series in Season 7. Okay, you're representing yourself and your teammate now. How do you think both of you are going to get on in the championship standings? And is there anyone that you would pick as your own rival?
Championship standings. Specifically a number, I wouldn't go with a specific number from that. I would like to see how we go in the first few races and then sort of give ourselves a target from there. Rivals, however, I feel like we can challenge the RDB and FRR. I think that's a good sort of rival to have, I think, for this season.
So RDB, then you're selecting as your rival.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's the reasoning for that? Is it because, if I remember rightly, you raced against him quite a lot in the FRI days in the previous seasons, and if I remember right as well, had quite a few decent battles with him. So is it because of those times where you were able to perhaps beat him a little bit?
Yes, in a way. I think that having rivals like that and, having them as a target, beating them will give us quite a bit of confidence, And I feel like it's definitely not unachievable. I can see myself well, no offense, but I can see myself beating him in 1 or 2 races this year. So yeah.
Okay, and how would you say yourself and Ant69 will get along as teammates? Obviously, it was a late call pairing you both together. How do you think you'll get along as teammates?
Well, I'm not really sure at the moment. I hope it definitely think it can go well. I think we're quite level in terms of driver ability. So I think chemistry-wise, we'll just see how that gets on in the first few races. I know he's quite a quick driver as well, so yeah, should be all right.
Okay, 10th here. Anything you want to ask Milstar?
Well, you've been in the Fridays for a while, and you were in the Fridays actually when I was in there as well. Do you think being in there and having raced with quite a few of the drivers that are in the World Series is going to help you, since you might have like a little bit of information on them? Maybe like, say for RDB, you might know some of his strengths and weaknesses. Do you think that's going to help?
Yeah, I do think it will help actually. As I said, Dave Lahart, hello.
Hello, Dave. Dave, if you just sit there for a moment, we'll get to you in a few moments' time. You're only about half hour late.
Didn't see the invite.
Okay, well, you just hang back and pop mute on for a minute. Sorry, Milstar, carry on.
What was I saying? I do think it will help us a bit with knowing that, as you said, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, etc. I know who's going to be strong this season, and I know how the standard is of the World Series, so to speak, and I can improve my standard from there. If that makes sense.
Have you? I mean, this isn't a question I've asked anybody else. So I'll ask it to yourself. Have you kept a close eye on the World Series over the last season, and sort of looked at, okay, I think I can beat him. I think I might be able to beat them. Is that something you've done, or have you just kind of focused more on yourself?
I have focused a tiny bit on the World Series, so I have actually. I think there's a couple of drivers there who I've seen who I can definitely beat.
Okay, back to you, Temp. Come on, grill him. He's a new guy. You can grill him.
What? Don't want to. He's a nice guy. I think he's going to do well. No need for that.
No, I think he's going to do well. And I tell you what, if he starts every race with the same passion he started Brazil, and if no one's seen it, it's worth watching. It's funny. It's a little unfortunate, but it is funny. Watch the first couple of laps from Milstar's view. It's absolutely quality. But yeah, I mean, if you show that kind of passion at the start of every race, you'll be very, very enjoyable to watch over the course of this next season. Okay, just to confirm then, for Milstar and Ant69, and a name which may have to be edited, or it will have to be edited. No, well, to be honest, right, I'd already knocked the racing off it and shortened it a little bit so that I could fit it in. I didn't expect it to have the Toro Rosso on it, because I was expecting it to have the Red Bull on it, but someone stole that. So I had it so it could just about fit, but it might have to get edited a little bit now. Or Toro Rosso just turned into a TR. We'll see. Well, the thing is, a few teams' names have been rejected if they have been too long, and obviously some have been rejected if they've been slightly offensive, but we'll see how we get on with that. But Milstar and Ant69, they will be taking to the track in the Toro Rosso, which unfortunately for Ant69 is a downgrade from last season's car. because he was in the Red Bull last season, so a bit of a Fiat situation for him. Hopefully Ant won't be picking up the Fiat award at the end of the season. Yeah, bounce back and do it properly. Hold up Max Verstappen in style. Okay, so Milstar, thank you very much for joining us for a quick chat and representing your team. Hopefully yourself and Ant69 will be able to have a fantastic season, giving us plenty of action to watch, and as I mentioned, keep that passion. So thank you very much and good luck for the season ahead.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Cheers, have a good one. Okay, and seeing as Dave the Harper's kind of doorstepped this interview with Milstar and Ant69 there, turning up quite a little bit late, we'll give you a little bit of time, Dave, to let us know how you think you're going to get on in this coming season with your new teammate of Jason and the car that you'll be using being the Ferrari. And this is where he realises he's got mute on.
Yeah. The Ferrari, oh, that's okay.
You happy with that car choice then?
Yeah, I've had the Ferrari before, haven't I? With Hulkenberg.
Yeah, I was reminded that you had the Ferrari. I mean, Ferrari was your second pick, knowing the Mercedes would probably be gone. Okay, a few guys have been asked during this show who they think their rival's going to be and stuff like that, and your name has popped up on a couple of occasions, but who do you think, well, who will you be targeting as the guy you want to beat?
At the moment, 17th place. Whoever's in 17th place.
That's not very confident, Dave.
Oh, I'm not feeling confident at all at the moment.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I'm having a few steering wheel problems at the moment. I'm not blaming that, but it's not enabling me to practice properly.
Oh dear. Prior to those problems, how's it looking though? Because you've been taking part in quite a few of the... you've been taking part in most of the test sessions, assist off and assist allowed.
Yeah, I think I've got quite a lot of catching up to do compared to last season. There's quite a few drivers who seem to have a bit more pace than me at the moment, where I was quicker than them last season.
Well, GP has said he wants to be the top wheel user this season, which would mean beating yourself, beating the likes of Konzo. Are you going to make it difficult for him?
Well, like I say, it's depends on how this wheel goes. I'm debating whether to buy a new one or not, whether I want to. Or, but as far as the season goes, all I can do is just start practicing more and taking my eye off project cars for a bit and start getting on here.
Very true. Okay, Temp, I gave you the opportunity to grill Milstar. You refused it because he's a nice guy. I'm not saying Dave isn't, but come on, grill him.
So, you're on about saying you want to be just ahead of whoever 17th, but I'm not taking that. I know you, Dave. I'm not happy with that. So, what do you think that... okay, out of all the results, what would you be happy with, reasonably? Would it be like a podium? You'd be like, oh, that was actually like a good race, I'm really pleased with that, or is it a win, or something else?
Well, no, of course, I'm open to trying to get a few podiums throughout the season when I can. Done it in the past, even took the win once, didn't I?
Yes, you did,
last season. Yeah, it's due to drivers going off and crashing, and I gain places that way. So maybe that's the only way forward, up to now. People crashing.
Is there anyone you're going to avoid?
He's not on the grid. Sorry, carry on.
There's quite a few new drivers in, and nobody knows what they're going to be like under competitive racing, so we'll just have to see how it goes and how they drive. And obviously I'll be avoiding everybody.
It's not the Dave I know.
No. What I'm interested to know is that obviously you got a new team pairing this season, pairing up with Jason. How do you think yourself and Jason will get on as a team?
We should do okay. I think we're pretty much the same on pace at the minute. And to be honest, I've never actually spoke to the guy. I don't know if he speaks English or not.
He does, yeah. Jason does speak English, yeah. He tends to be. He doesn't tend to speak a lot on mic, but his English is pretty good. He's a nice guy. I think you two may be at different ends of the spectrum when you lose your temper, but we'd expect that in a Ferrari.
Just bring him back in one piece.
Yes, yeah, please bring him back in one piece, especially when Jason's the pilot that's going to be taking you from one circuit to another. There was something that myself and Tempfear discussed about Jason a little earlier on, which was Jason raced in the World Championship last season. Do you think that experience will help him this season coming back to the World Series?
Yeah, it very well could, yeah. It's World Championships, it's a tough league, and it's a lot of good drivers in there. And maybe he's picked up quite a few tips and bring them back with him.
Well, hopefully he'll share them with you. And it'll be very interesting to see how you two get on as a team, but also how you two get on individually in the drivers' standings. I mean, the World Series this season it could be completely wide open again. I mean, last season wasn't as wide open as all of the previous seasons, and I think it's going to go back that way. But as I mentioned to the last team, I don't think it'll matter if you're racing for first or you're racing for last. There's going to be cars around you to have a battle with. But okay, Dave. Sorry, it sounded like he was going to say something there. Go on. Or was that just a big intake?
Smoking.
Smoking. Oh, don't smoke, folks. Go on to the e-cigs instead. Okay. David Harp, thank you very much for joining us considerably later than we expected you. But good luck to both yourself and your teammate Jason this season. Obviously, you'll be racing in the Ferrari under the team name of Old Crash Test Dummies, which we've talked about loads over the broadcast. So if you want to know what we said, you'll have to go back and watch it. So, but yeah, thank you very much for joining us for a chat. Good luck for the season, and hopefully you'll put on, like all the other drivers, put on a good show for us.
I'll do the best. Thanks very much. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate. Yeah. See you later. Bye. Okay, so we're finally down to the last team on the grid, which is going to be Lefty Hardtail and Mystic Joker. Now, I'm not sure if Mystic Joker is going to be available for this brief interview or not. If he is, we will get him in. I think Lefty Hardtail should hopefully be available. But both of them taking their first permanent drives in the World Series, and be very interesting to see how they get on. Lefty Hardtail did do one, maybe two reserve drives last season in the World Series, and he is a quick driver. He's not someone that I think everyone can just pass off as not being that quick. Mystic Joker has joined us. Good evening. I don't know whether to call you Mystic or Joker, or call you by your real name, Adrian. How are you this evening, or is it morning in America? I'm not sure.
It's about 1 in the afternoon, so.
About 1 in the afternoon. So as we're all thinking, right, let's get the beers on, dinner on, off to bed soon. You're thinking, okay.
Hang on, that's only you for dinner on.
Okay, yeah, that is true. Although for this week, I don't think I've had dinner before midnight yet. Okay, so anyway, Adrian, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
I've been pretty busy, but haven't been able to be on the game as much as I wanted to, but I'll definitely be ready for the season.
Good. Now, we will hang on a moment before we really get stuck into things to see if your teammate Lefty Hardtail is going to be available to join us for this quick chat. If not, if you're not aware, he has already picked a team name for you. With yourself being busy, he kind of had to get on with things a little bit, so he has picked a team name. He's also given a selection of cars, although obviously 8 cars have already been picked. Has he told you what team name he's chosen, or did you actually have input in the team name as well?
Well, He asked me, but like I said, unfortunately, I've been pretty busy with, some real life stuff going on. So, I haven't been able to really get back to him. So, he told me the team name that he kind of wanted to go with, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. So, yeah, I'm all on board for it.
Okay, do you want to tell everybody what the team name is going to be for you and Lefty Hardtail then for Season 7 in the World Series?
Yeah, so the team name, the glorious team name, is going to be Yank and Limey.
I must admit, when he said that in, I did have a little chuckle to myself, but I did think, I hope he has put that by you. So I will ask,
Yeah.
are you a Yankees fan or not? Because if you are a Yankees fan, that's perfectly fine. If you're not, and people refer to your team as being the Yankees, could be a problem.
Well, honestly, no, not really. So, yeah, but I thought the name was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I'm not too big into the Yankees.
Okay, well, I don't watch a lot of baseball, and I'm sure Temp Fear has no idea what we're talking about. Do you, Temp, or do you watch baseball?
I don't watch it, but I know what you're on about. Oh. You're just insulting your... I did a whole season with this.
You had the opportunity to really grill someone, and you didn't take it. Even the viewers have been saying, come on, give someone a grilling, and you'd not done it.
Hey, I'll see it later on. I'm giving a false image, yeah.
True, okay. Okay, have we got any info on Lefty Hardtail, whether he's available or not?
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to be able to make it tonight because he had to go take off and do something.
Okay, no problem. Well, that means then we get to sort of get to know a little bit more about yourself, Mystic Joker. We'll do that in a moment. What we are going to want to know is what car you're going to go for. Now, with you being the one that has attended and Lefty Hardtail isn't available, there are only 3 teams left to choose from, so you can make the executive decision. But I will just remind you of what the car order was that he sent us, which you probably sent yourself as well. And with Mystic Joker and Lefty Hardtail being the last team on the grid, they were asked to basically just send the whole grid as your selection. So it goes like this. Number 1 pick, Ferrari, that's gone. Number 2 pick, McLaren, that's gone. Number 3 pick, Red Bull, that's gone. Number 4 pick, Williams, that's gone. Number 5, Toro Rosso, that's gone. The number 6 pick is the Haas, that's available. The number 7 pick was the Renault, that's gone. 8 was Force India, that's gone. 9 Mercedes, that's gone. And then 10th was the Manor, and 11th was the Sauber. So, Mystic Joker, you get the opportunity now to agree to confirm the 6th choice, the Haas F1, or make an executive decision and choose the Manor or Sauber instead.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of how the Haas looks like, so I'm gonna have to make that decision and go with the Manor.
Oh, I like that. I like that. A Temp Fear might like that decision as well. What do you reckon, Temp?
Yeah, I was thinking he's going to have exactly the same car, so World Series and World Championship then, but as you may or may not know, I do actually quite like the Manor on this game, so...
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah, you're moving up on my list.
Yeah, you've got a new fan now, Mystic Joker. Okay, now obviously everybody's going to want to know a little bit more about you. You're kind of new to front row racing. The opportunity's there for you to take the permanent seat in the World Series, and a portion of that is obviously down to the pace that you have shown. So people are going to want to know, are you coming in to just simply take the title away from everybody else? Do you think it might be difficult? What's your plan? What's your aim?
Well, honestly, my game plan is come in here and just put my name, make a mark, cement my name in this league, and go for wins automatically, podiums, whatever. Just be right on up there in the front.
Now this is confidence coming out here. This is a guy that's coming in with a game plan in mind. And to say things like that, some people might think it's arrogance, some people might think it's showing off. But as Dolph Ziggler says, it ain't showing off if you can back it up. So the question is, can you back it up?
Well, I guess you'll have to find out on the first race, and when I'm tasting the champagne, then we'll see.
Ooh.
So, I mean, honestly, I do know there's a lot of quick drivers here, you know, especially towards the front. I have raced with a few of them, you know, in like just social races or whatever, or in a random lobby, and you know, I've been able to hold it down with them, you know, keep up with them, and so I'm pretty confident.
Okay. I can tell that Temp Fear, he's itching to get in on this, so come on, Temp.
I've got a few questions. Well, you want to come in and do winning and podiums. Did you see what I did last season? Now someone's going to moan because I brought it back to me, but did you see what I did
selective deaths and deafness is kicked in.
Did you see what I did in the World Championship last season? Have you kind of come about the same way of what I did with that? Is it kind of almost inspired you and motivated you to do the same in World Series?
Well, I haven't had the chance to really look back on some of the previous stuff, but by the sound of that, I mean, it sounds like you came in and just took everyone by storm. So
not totally, but not totally by storm. No, I still had the most wins in the season. I'm defending that one. I'm defending that one till the day I die. No, to be honest, Temp Fear came into the World Championship, and in the World Championship there had only been two people that had won the title in that division, which was myself and Kev 187. And Temp Fear is the first person that has come in and been able to take the title off either one of us, which a lot of it was done by winning races. But the bigger factor of it was the consistency, the getting the podiums, the scoring points in pretty much every single race, the consistency over the whole of the season, which is something that I do think it doesn't matter if you win the most races in the season. I can't believe I'm saying this. It doesn't matter if you win the most races in the season. If you're not scoring points for the rest of the races, it doesn't matter. Because you can finish second in every single race and still win the title. So yeah, I mean, Temp Fear he came into the World Championship and he did kind of rip it up a little bit, and he made a name for himself. So for Temp Fear to sort of say that to you, is that what your kind of plan is for the World Series? I think the answer, everyone is kind of getting the idea, is going to be hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. Hell yeah. That's exactly what I'm looking forward to doing, and you know, just making my mark on this league.
Well, I think you already started that anyway, because I'm currently watching this the safety car session in the lobby, Dave, as you won't know. There's a safety car at the moment, but in the both sessions, he's been first in the practice. He did a quicker time than what was done yesterday as well.
Oh.
So he's trying to state himself early on, I believe. It's a shame we ain't got his teammate in here as well, because I think these two are going to be a bit like KSA and Maranello in the World Championship, I think.
Yeah,
Not really known, but they're going to they're a threat, and I think everyone knows that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, Mystic Joke, some of the drivers know a little bit about who you are. Now, all of them are going to know a lot more about who you are. But obviously, your teammate, Lefty Hardtail, is possibly someone that you don't know too well, because unfortunately for you two, Millstar and Ant69, they were very quick at pairing up from the final four drivers as a team. But to be honest, yourself and Lefty Hardtail is a very strong team. Right, he's a guy that's been involved in front row racing for quite some time now in the feeder series that we used to run in previous seasons, and he has shown himself to be quick, to be consistent, and to have the ability to potentially win races in the World Series. Now, when he found out that he would be paired up with yourself, he did ask the question of, okay, is there anything I need to know about the guy? And there was two things. One is, we think he lives in America, so your timing of messages might be a little bit off. But also, one of the things he was told is a potential title contender. And Lefty Hardtail's response was, "That's fantastic. That's great news for the constructors' standings." All right. So he's a guy. He's coming in to be competitive as well. So whether you two are going to be able to work together, practice together, help each other out on setups or not, I don't know. If you are able to do that, I do think if you're able to help him go quicker, it'll benefit you. And if he's able to bring some input to you as well, then it'll only help you go even faster than you've already been showing you can do. So this is a team pairing that the other drivers, they're aware of your potential pace, but they're also going to be aware of you two could be fighting for the constructors title as well. So it's a very interesting pairing.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't gotten a chance to really talk to him that much. But from, what I have seen, he's definitely interested in being my teammate, and, he seems like a decent guy. So, and from the practice sessions that I was seeing right now, he definitely shows some pretty decent pace. So I'm definitely hoping that we can come good in the constructors, and do good. And exactly, that's, I definitely want to help out my teammate, and, vice versa too, if, he's willing to, and, definitely make the team game work.
Definitely. Just don't give Richie Davey your setups. I'll tell you, there's been a couple of comments coming on YouTube, and I don't know whether I should say them or not, because I don't know if it could be offensive, but I'm going to say it because it's not me that's saying
go
it.
for it.
I've had a couple of people saying, "I didn't know Donald Trump was here."
Well, first of all, Donald Trump can go suck a fat one, but
yeah, okay, we'll agree with that one. I mean, if America ends up with Donald Trump as president, you might as well let everybody leave America. Well, actually, nowhere else in the world will be safe, so you might be safer staying there. That'll be absolute madness, but we won't go too much into politics.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a mess. That I can definitely agree with, and I don't know what
I'll tell you what,
people are
right?
thinking, but yeah.
Okay, I don't get to speak to that many Americans, right? Just with the nature of my life and probably a lot of other people's lives. But there's a question. I mean, I said I wasn't going to go into politics, but I just want to ask this one question, right? As an outsider, I look at it and I think, you know what? Donald Trump as president, that's madness. So people might not vote for him. But that means voting for Hillary Clinton, which means it'd be the first female president, and people don't necessarily trust her. If you, as an American, had a third option of voting to keep Barack Obama for another term, would you vote for him instead of the other two?
Oh, man. That's pretty deep.
I know.
That's what he does. He's good at that.
Honestly, obviously both the choices right now that are up for voting are, both equally bad, but I don't know. I mean, if it came down to it, would I do, or would I vote back in Obama? Yeah. I mean, if it came down to not having Trump or Clinton in there, then yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I think a lot of Americans might be that way, even if they don't like Obama. Anyway, we've strayed very deeply away from F1 there for a moment, but as Tenfear said, I that does happen on occasion. Okay, we're going to bring this to an end, but obviously I did want to give a bit of an insight into Mystic Joker, because obviously quite a few of the drivers, we're not entirely sure of what they're going to be up against. I think now they've got even more of an idea. So, Mystic Joker, thank you very much for joining us for this chat, and lots of good luck for the season coming up with your teammate Lefty Hardtail. These two will be driving in the Manor under the team name of Yank and Limey. So, thank you very much, Mystic Joker. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Good luck. Okay, in a few moments I will recap all of the teams there, but this is a general... Okay, Tenfear, what's your first impression? I mean, that was an interesting discussion there. What's your first impression of this new guy into the World Series?
like I said, I haven't seen much of him, and to me, of what we can gather now, qualifying is definitely the one to watch.
Oh yeah.
We like I said, we haven't seen race face, so we can't speculate too much yet. But like I say, qualifying is what we got to do, and he puts him in prime position for a win. And I think, well, Hindle being the champion, I think he's arguably going to have to look more to this guy than anyone else. With the confidence he's showing as well, you can't ignore it.
No. I mean, obviously, people can be overconfident, but it's like, I mean, okay, I made a bit of a joke about it, but there's confidence, there's arrogance, there's overconfidence, but then there's also confidence and being able to back it up. And this, yeah, well, this is the thing. This is a guy who's at the moment been setting lap times that is making everybody in the World Series go, whoa, hold on a moment. And I tell you what, if he gets to a point where he goes, you know what, I wouldn't mind giving the World Championship reserves a go without any assists on. He could
put him in the World Championship.
yeah. But no, it's true though. I mean, it's similar with Hindle. When Hindle first came in, it was like, oh my God, this guy's quick. Okay, he had to get used to the FRR ruling system, but he did that, and he was still quick. And then, obviously, Hindle wins the title, and the opportunity was there for him to move into the World Championship or the World Championship Reserves. And he was going to do it, but obviously decided not to at the time. He has said he's going to take part in the World Championship Reserve, so he's going to work on the no assist side. But it could be a very similar thing with Mystic Joker. He may have some assists on, but he may get to a point where he goes, right, I'll give this a try, and then goes, oh, actually, you know what, I kind of like this. And if he does that, then absolutely everybody in the World Championship may have to take note of this guy as well. He's going to be someone that potentially is someone to keep an eye on. But at the same time, the battle between him, Hindle, Hybrid Nuke, from a racing GP, Dave the Harp, Nightwalker, who said he's going to try and beat a few of those as well. The World Series this season is shaping up to be an absolute monster. Obviously, it doesn't really matter what we say to a degree, because until we get to that first race, we're not going to really have an idea. And even then, there's a long, long season ahead. So, but it's going to...
Australia is always a race. It's always completely different to the rest anyway, because it is that first race, and someone like for all we know, Nightwalker could win it. It could be a race like that. He could just win it out of nowhere.
Yeah, and everyone go, how the hell has he done that?
Yeah. That's what it is with the first race, especially on a new game, in the first race of the season. You can't put money anywhere.
Exactly. It's going to be one to definitely keep an eye on. Okay, just a quick recap on a couple of things before I get to reconfirming the teams. There have been a lot of comments coming in about potential team names for Richie Davey and Andy Russell. Some of them I really can't mention. One of them here, Rabid Squirrels. Pillows, I don't quite get that one. Catchers, how can I say this? Imagine, I've forgotten the TV show now. Where they go? Friends.
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, they have a certain name for people stood at a bus stop. Someone suggested similar with pit stop. There was a name that came in that I actually liked, which was Caught in the Act. I thought that was a good name for them. Win or lose, we booze. Pound Sand.
That's the half one.
Yeah. Gobstoppers. Let's see, Marley's Bob. Norfolk and Chance. That's actually a pretty good name, that. I like that. Norfolk and Chance. Obviously, we're not swearing, it's Norfolk. Well done, Dean. Quite clever on that one. Green Eggs and Hamilton, Netflix and Chill. But Richie Davey came in with one. I'll mention that in a moment. Let's see, what else have we got? Have we had any others come in? There's quite a few come in. A few comment. Captain Morgan's, Egg Fried Rosberg, Stellars, Blue Flags. But Richie did comment saying, "Here's our team name," and actually, it's quite a fitting one. I've just seen another one there. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not going to mention that. Okay, yeah. So the team name that Richie Davey came up with was Wrong Tyres, which is quite fitting because Richie Davey has had a few events where he's ended up with the wrong tyres on, and so has Andy, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to put them down as Wrong Tyres for now. Richie will be able to have an adjustment on that if it's within the next couple of days. After that, we won't change it, so we'll be stuck with it. Okay, so quick recap then of the teams, the team names, and the cars they'll be racing for the World Series in Season 7. So, let's see. Hindle and Konzo, under the team name of Petrol Pumpers, they'll be racing in the Mercedes. Hybrid Nuke and Nightwalker, under the team name Censored, will be racing in the Williams. Front Row Racing GP and Front Row Racing JS, they will be racing in the McLaren with the team name of Mental Age of 10. Dave the Harp and... It is very fitting, that one. I can definitely agree with that one. Dave the Harp and Jason, the old crash test dummies, they'll be in the Ferrari. Rickster and MX Everglow, New Age Outlaws, they'll be driving the Red Bull, which really mixed things up, by the way. Richie Davey and Andy Russell, they got their first pick, which was the Renault, and at the moment their team name, it will be Wrong Tyres. And then Farthbert and RDB as Hey Ho Double Toe will be racing in the Force India. Millstar and Ant69 with the name that will get changed, $1 Million Herbie, Toro Rosso. And then the very interesting team of Mystic Joker and Lefty Hardtail as Yank and Limey in the Manor. And as we've mentioned a few times, this is shaping up to be one hell of a season in World Series, and I can't wait to really see these guys going for it when the season gets going. A couple of quick comments. As I mentioned at the start of the stream, I think it was, there will be some important posts going out on the Facebook page over the next few days. Definitely on Saturday, that will be a day to keep an eye on, especially for World Championship reserves and World Series reserves drivers. But other than that, I think we've near enough covered everything now. I tell you what, tempt fear. If you had to put your money on the title winner right now, who would it be?
I'm going to have to go for the new guy. I'm going to have to.
Mystic Joker. You know what? In previous seasons, I've probably called one. This time, I don't think I can.
It's going to be tight, but if there's anyone, I'm going to have to put on him. I think Hindle and Hybrid might get caught with each other. You know, a bit of soreness from last season. They're looking at each other, and it might just open the doorway for this guy just to walk in and be like, "Oh, hello, guys. You carry on. I'll carry on. Oh, no, just
I'll take this.
Run off into the sunset."
Yeah. Well, it is going to be one hell of a season. Okay, I think we're just about at the point of bringing this to an end. Other than to say, obviously, the admins. Sorry, I'll get my words right in a moment. We've picked 18 drivers there. There will be a 19th driver allowed on the circuit, and that'll be a driver selected by the Front Row Racing admins from the World Series reserves, who will be allowed to participate. Obviously, there'll be one driver at Australia, a different driver at the next race, and so on. And they will be able to race under the Front Row Racing admin's pick car, which... we have got a team name for, but at the moment I don't want to say it because I'm not too keen on it. And they will probably have the Haas to use, because you know what, I would like to see the Haas on track. So I think we'll use the Haas as the FRR admins pick rookie as the 19th car on the grid, and the Sauber will be there for the broadcast team. Yep. Okay, so there we go. We'll bring this to an end then. So I just want to quickly say, Temp Fiat, thank you very much for joining us on this show, and hopefully we're going to have a fantastic season in the World Series, seeing how these guys get on. Thank you as well to all of the drivers that have taken part in today's World Series car selection show and yesterday's World Championship car selection show. And if any of the WC or WSR drivers are wondering why we've done their car selections on the Facebook page as a first come first serve process, it is because the World Championship and the World Series are the established leagues that have been going a while. It is time consuming. The WCR, the WSR, it is quite new, but obviously as those divisions get themselves really cemented in future seasons, obviously that can be progressed much more. They are still in a very early phase of production. But thank you very much to everybody involved, and I think we'll call it a day. This is the bit, Temp, where you can say goodbye to everybody.
How do I do that?
All right. Well, goodbye from him and goodbye from me. Thank you very much for watching, and keep an eye on Facebook for announcements on when the Front Row Racing World Championship and World Series will get started. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.
Bye bye.